Another day, another week, another day, another week, another day, another week, and Review Hunt pushes more updates. It has now been about 7 or 8 days since Mosaeek was one of the first campaigns. I think there was 3 campaigns that started on Review Hunt, and Mosaeek has finished. And this morning I checked my wallet, which is like a universal wallet for the hunt token. You can find it on steemhunt and on Review Hunt, and I got my hunt tokens from that campaign. So I think that campaign was running for 7 days, whereas I think the other 2 projects, which is Buzzy and Review Hunt itself, I think they're running for 30 days, I think, or at least I guess they run until the funds have run out on those. But the budget that the Mosaeek guys put in was kind of a small budget, but I think they got a lot of value out of it, and I've kind of put that in the blog post, but I'll quickly go over it now. From what I saw, I think there was about 70 hunters that engaged with that campaign. I think the campaign was around a couple of €100, and so from the value of a couple of hundred euros, they've had quite a lot of social media value out of it in terms of videos on YouTube, people putting stuff out on Twitter. But the biggest thing, the biggest takeaway for me is the fact that they ended up with a bunch more Steemians and a bunch more people inside of their Discord channel interested in their project, in their actual business, their web app, which is a video inline service. So like if you're watching, if you want to comment on top of a YouTube video, then you can reply back to different people on it, which is kind of cool. Or you can just upload your own video and ask the question and get video replies back. It's very similar to the way that a company called Vidler used to do things in their timeline. You could respond in the timeline. The only problem is with Vidler, it got really confusing and overwhelming with the amount of comments. If you imagine something like SoundCloud, where you can leave comments on a particular part of the song, very similar to that. And also Seismic did it about a decade ago, but totally different way, and it was also really clunky because we had to use Flash, and everybody knows that Flash is the worst thing in the world, and I'm glad it's dead. Anyway, back to the point. So for me, in the last 7 days, the proof is in the pudding, really. The fact that the Mosaeek boys chucked a couple of €100 at it as a bit of a gamble. It paid off. They've ended up with more people in the Discord. The people are still there, turning up every single day. I discovered a new app and service that I actually now use, and I use it every single day in my Steam newsletter. And I think that's the most important thing to get across here, is that, you know, that's how these things get awareness, right? One thing connecting to another thing, opening up to another different audience. So I run a daily newsletter, digest.ampsteam.com, about Steam and the blockchain, and just my kind of devil's advocate thoughts about Steam and where we're at. And at the bottom of that, I now do a video that I use the Mosaeek service to actually record on. So I'm kind of combining the two together, and I kind of see that in 6 months' time and 12 months' time, everything will be a chain of another chain. And I think that's where the explosive growth is going to come from, because you're going to have side chains bolted to side chains bolted to side chains, and then eventually you'll have wallets, like crypto wallets, which will have bits of AI in there, which will literally look at all the different pots of value that you have in these different tribes, in different groups, and it will literally suggest to you, do you want to combine X, Y, and Z to get this token to do this action? Imagine going to like a nightclub or a gig or something, and you can trade some of those tokens in those communities that you work in. Maybe you're into drones. I saw somebody wanting to build a steam engine drone community. Imagine being in that drone community and suggesting new batteries, new lightweight composites to make your drone lighter, and building a lot of a token in there, and then going on holiday for 2 or 3 months, not doing any drone stuff, and being able to exchange those drone tokens from that community for another community, maybe like something in real life that supports the Steam token that you can translate it into. I think I'm going to sneezing. Anyway, I did a video today about Review Hunt's progress. I think they're doing really well. I can't wait until other brands, makers come here and start putting their own campaigns in. I definitely see a few things that I would love to see happen. I would love to see us approach makers from a seasonal perspective, maybe build campaigns around them doing a campaign so many times a year, so they do a winter special and a summer special, so that they can just keep the momentum of that audience participation going. So it kind of like a peak and a trough, so you get like lots of interest and then it dies off, and then lots of interest and it dies off, and hopefully that throughout the year will maintain it to try and get that ethos across. Another thing I was thinking about was hunter groups. It'd be great for me to be able to build out 20 great hunters that I know of that we can work together as a collective group. Some of us might have audio skills, animation skills, video skills, editing skills, and I think if we bunch together and then reach out to some of these brands and say, hey, we operate using a crypto token called Hunt. If you buy this Hunt token on this exchange, then you can hire this group of people to provide you social media or content. It's a little similar to the way that some of the alliance stuff has been talked about in terms of bringing business to the chain. But I think if we have, I would love to see some kind of atomic swap system where we can take Hunt tokens and convert them either into Steam power or just buy tokens in other, maybe some bridge between Hunt tokens and Steam engine right now would be fire. All right, that's my update. I'll catch up with you soon. Take care. Bye.